Hello, my name is Vernard Mercader, and I am the user experience designer. So I wanted to introduce a feature that I recently added on my website, Vernard.net. Vernard.net is my portfolio that I launched in 2023, and this is my front line for my professional reference. It has a portfolio gallery, and I have a blog section because why not? My blog is performing well. I've optimized it. I built it professionally from the ground up. It's responsive, clean under the bonnet, no smelly code, no bugs. It just works, plain and simple. However, I realized something along the way. Not every thought I want to share belongs in a full 500 to 1000 word post. Most days, I only wanted to jot down a quick idea, perhaps throwing in a picture or a link, and then move on. Now, the dilemma is my current blog format doesn't lend itself to those smaller, high frequency posts. So the idea hit me. I need to add the ability to post something really short, but it isn't treated like a blog. So it doesn't need to be posted like a blog. What would I name this new feature? So I thought of it. Maybe name it after a sound of an animal and say, hey, birds do these short, chirpy sounds, so that's it. I'll call it a chirp. So yeah, I swear I'm so original, no one has ever come up with this. So the way I'll describe chirp is, a chirp is a short remark, as brief as its avian call or trill. Concise, intentional, and capped at 267 characters. It certainly does not bear any relation to a certain blue bird, if you know what I mean. So what can my chirps do? I made chirps appear along with regular articles in the blog homepage, so the contents are unified. But on the side panel, you can see the list of most recent blogs. Helpful if you only want to look through blogs. And at the bottom of the panel, there is an archive of all chirps for the full chirp experience. With that said, I don't think you missed that I wanted this capped at 267 characters. I wanted to do microblogs, so it has to be small. It has to have a character limit. And here's a cool thing. The text size is variable depending on how much I type. The less I write, the larger the text. The more I write, the smaller it gets. At 267 characters maximum, the font is at a minimum of 16 points. It's capable of including an image or a gallery of images and can parse an embed like YouTube, Vimeo, and whatnot. The gallery has dynamic sizing. It will produce a single column of images if you upload only one. It's a 2-column gallery if there are 2, and so on, up to 4 columns maximum. The cooler thing that I did for the gallery though, is that it can host an almost infinite number of images. But if there are more than 8 images, it will trim them and you will see this load more button at the bottom and see the next 8 and so on if you click load more. Awesome. The fonts are also variable when attachments are present, so they're just slightly smaller than their regular size if there's an attachment. Another quote-unquote mildly complicated to code feature that I have in there is its ability to pass a URL from Chirp itself into a live link that shows an Open Graph snippet. Are you guys familiar with Open Graph as well? It's this thing that appears when you attach a link or post a link, like sometimes in Facebook or in Twitter. You will get the preview of whatever the website is on the link. So this was not easy to do. I understand that Twitter and Facebook already do this, but you know, it's cool to be able to manually code it myself because that was very complicated. The logic is especially significant because it has a unique performance and caching features when retrieving Open Graph information. So I just didn't do some kind of plugin to do that. I had to do a code in the function's logic. All right, here's one of the bonus thing I did for visibility, hijacking Twitter's SEO. Well, The word hijacking is probably a stretch because I'm not really hijacking, as in taking control over Twitter. I say that because I don't have a Twitter account, at least no one knows I own an account, but all my chirps will be pulled in search engines if someone searches for Twitter and my name, Vernard Mercader. I think that's pretty clever. So, the way I did this is to incorporate basic and simple modern 2025 search engine optimization rules coupled with dynamic meta titling, meta descriptions, and a JSON-LD structure data. Nothing out of the ordinary, really. Anyone familiar with that will know what I'm up to. Now, before I wrap up here, there are more things worth mentioning. Since the content management system, or CMS, is about as flexible as a dehydrated breadstick, I shoved a custom chirp composer directly into the blog UI. So, logged in editors and admins, well, there's only me really, get a nice big post a chirp box. Translation: I hacked my own shortcut because the CMS said no, and I said, watch me, fool. Alright, we're almost done here, but before I wrap up, I'd like to say a few more things about the chirps. So, one of the few things that I like to include is that it picks up nicely on search, and the chirps are well designed to be distinguished from blogs on the blog homepage. And of course, they are designed for responsiveness, and you can view them on any device you want without having any problems. I mean, really, if a thing or product isn't designed with responsive design in mind from the get-go, those were never started by me. They were never started with me. Never. All right, folks, I think that's it. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you visit my website. Please do visit my website so you can read all of that nonsense I wrote in the form of the chirps.